Okay, hi. It's been a big day. I don't know how long I will be live. I usually come on and say this. Sometimes I'm on for like 10 minutes. Sometimes it's a while. My son is here. We are both home. We had a big day and I have some things to get done before bed. I need to like make our lunches for tomorrow and stuff like that. So usually, um, honestly, like going live helps me to get this stuff done. But I don't like to go live on Facebook and YouTube as much when I'm like multitasking because I feel like it's a little bit more of like a TikTok thing to just hang out and like be doing random things. But I just wanted to come on here and hang out because I've been live for like a little while. I'm not what you cooking. I'm not really gonna like cook anything. I am personally currently in a little phase of not being hungry and not wanting to cook, and kind of sucks because I really like food, but I don't have it in me to like actually make meals right now or anything. So basically, so my son has his homeschool program learning center thing tomorrow, and so I'm gonna make him a lunch for school, and I'm gonna make myself a lunch for tomorrow because I will be out and about tomorrow afternoon as well. I don't know what I'm gonna make up. Thanks for asking. And then we haven't actually. Hey, buddy, are you hungry? Do you want like a snack tray? Cool, cool. Sorry, I thought you were cooking something. Well, I'm like moving around in the kitchen. So, hey, just sending some love your way. I hope you have a beautiful week. Thank you. Lover, hi. How's it going? How are you? Um, I'm still over here multitasking. I don't know how much I can juggle because like kiddo is home and he's gonna be probably talking to me here and there. He's actually decorating his room. I got 900 square feet of spider web because I thought we would like split it in half and bring it to his homeschool program, so that we could decorate that homeschool program. Um, it's all going up in his room, and it's a lot. We called the person who was his basically his like nanny for like 4 years, and we were like, "Hey, FaceTime was good last year." She helped him decorate. And she was like, "Oh my gosh, that's so much," and I was like, "Ah." So that's where we're at right now. Um, And yeah, I'm like super strict about bringing food when we go to school and when I go to work and when we're out and about because I don't like spend money on food. I spend money on other things that I shouldn't spend money on, but I do not like to like have to grab food when I'm out and you don't know if it's gonna be good and it's so expensive these days. So I pretty much always use like we have these little bento boxes. Um, and that's what I do. It helps. Also because I have ADHD and I will absolutely forget to eat if I don't plan ahead, which has been really hard. What has been really hard? Hold on a second there. How was that Jamaican food you got the other day? It was so good, and I ate it. I ate all of it. I saved a little bit for like lunch the next day. It was really good, and it made me really happy. And it took me back to my Jamaica days and how much I loved when my host mom would make me all the delicious Jamaican food. Um, And I think that like part of my lack of appetite right now is like I've pretty much been eating the same foods and I don't feel very motivated to cook in the way that I used to cook, which was like Jamaican food and all kinds of like more cultural delicious dishes. Um and it kept me like I was happy and I liked doing it and it kept me like interested in cooking and things. And now I don't do that. And I'm just like, oh, I just keep eating the same things over and over and over again. Oh, both of my lovers are in here. So how's everyone doing? We had a really we had a really busy weekend planned, and then my kiddo got sick Friday night with like a mild fever, and so Saturday we pretty much ended up taking it easy, and I kind of felt like I was trying to fight something off. But then today we felt better, so we went on a little ferry ride, and just did some fun stuff. And then I just had group coaching tonight. And group coaching has been such a hit. I feel really like energized. It's hard because like we're talking about yucky things, and I also felt like I was a part of the group session, which is one thing that I love about it, because as people are talking and working through things, so am I. That's one of the things that, like, yes, it can be really hard to be a creator in this realm of like talking about abuse and healing from abuse and stuff. It can be really tough. It can get really old. But I am healing alongside with everyone else. And I've recently shared about how like I am in this phase of like yuckiness, just like in this season of 2 years ago, everything was happening, which, by the way, if you're watching and you have any questions about like my story, or what was it like 2 years ago, or what is it like now, or anything like that, or if you have anything you want to work through, like while I'm just out here like talking and chopping veggies, let me know. Like if you're new here, help you out. But yeah, it was I think a really healing time for all of us, and I'm really excited for the next group coaching. It's been going really well. It's something that like I was really holding myself back on for a while. I definitely have imposter syndrome about stuff like that. And then I just was like, I'm going to do it. I feel like this might be something that at least a couple people can benefit from. And it's been cool. We've had regulars. We have regulars now. We have people, like we have new people. So it's been really, really cool. All right. What do I want for my main dish? I don't know, because nothing sounds good. I made Ecuadorian food tonight. Yum. I don't tell you enough how incredibly proud of you I am. Thank you. I'm so good. Colorado's life. I'm so glad. Tell me more about it. You need to send me a voice memo and like update me. And let me know how it's going. Ecuadorian food sounds amazing. Thank you, Landon. It means a lot to me. I've noticed that like my friend recently, I shared like something that I was going through the other day in terms of like processing. And I can talk more about that if that sounds interesting to you. And she sent me this really long message about how, and she's like a newer friend, and she's like, I'm so proud of you. And she said some really, really lovely things about me and like the way that I'm facing life right now and stuff. And I had to like I read it, but I couldn't respond right away because I'm realizing that that's really, it's like weird. It's like so overwhelmingly beautiful to hear stuff like that, but I sometimes need time to process it, which is why I circled back, because I was just like, thanks. Also, it's like weird how hard it is to hear that, because it's both like really validating and amazing, and also it's just like, oh my gosh, like think where I was. It's really hard. But no looking back. Tomorrow is Costa Rican dinner. Oh my God. Yum. I don't have it in me. I wish I did. How long did it take you to initially get over the trauma to start feeling at ease? Let me think. Let me think. I would say it's very hard because I broke the trauma bond, and I did like a cold turkey type thing where I was just like, I'm doing this. And I just made myself like feel all the yuckiness of that all at once. And so that was like initially like maybe a couple of days where I like broke the trauma bond, the addiction, and then I felt better. But I was like yucky for a while, but at the same time I was traveling. Like I knew that I wanted to travel right away. So I think that I kind of was talking about this in group coaching tonight, because there was another person who's kind of where I'm at, where they're like, I've been out for this long and now all of a sudden I'm feeling yucky, and like, why is this hitting me now? And it's like, well, a lot of times initially when we're getting out of these situations, we start checking boxes and we're everything's a celebration and a milestone, and that's beautiful and awesome. But then like time goes by, and then your normal life sets in, and you're like, oh, this is still in there. But the initial trauma, like when I started months, there were months that like I wouldn't be around other people. And I hope it's not discouraging, like, and everyone's different, but like it takes a while. Thank you for that. I love that. Fed is best. My dinner is Chex Mix. You're right. Fed is best. Whatever we can come up with here. Yes, hubby?
Also make it more creepy.
More creepy? Ooh, where's your bat? Do we have any more bats? Cause that's creepy.
I'm gonna get my skeleton back.
Oh yeah, put your skeleton bat in there. That's good thinking. It's really sad. So yeah, it took me a long time to be able to feel comfortable with new people for sure. And even like old friends, I kept them at bay for a long time because it really is like your idea of what a person is and should be. Like, we know that people aren't perfect, but like they just kind of like rip your world apart, and you start to realize that like not everyone is trustworthy and you're scared to trust anybody. And it really is like it's a process. For lunch tomorrow, do you want cheddar bunnies or pretzels in your snack tray?
Well, maybe both. I forgot to color some.
Okay.
So,
You can also like you can color this if you want, and then you can build that. So yeah, usually I don't go live when he's like chilling over here. So if there's anything that like I can't say, like we'll swerve around it. But bro, cheddar bunnies. They were on sale. The price of food these days is ridiculous. Okay. Do you know if your ex is trying to reach out to you, whether it be social media, text, or through social media? So thank you for asking. That's a great question. My answer is T. My answer is T. As far as I know, because I have been blocked from here to Saturn, no. But someone visited my vehicle while I was in Spain with my son. I've talked about this publicly before. I shared it in my Instagram stories and stuff. And took my dog's ashes and put them in the driveway. Didn't take any of the valuables that were in my car, which there weren't very many. But the things they didn't take were very obvious that they like would know not to take those things. And there's a story with the ashes, which is why I kind of know it was them. And then they keyed my car or scratched the side of my car or something. So I would say that's a contact. I would say that's a contact. That's a message. It's very obvious that it was this person because, like I was saying about the ashes, when I first left and I came to this house where I am now, and they couldn't get me to come back home. So they were like, I'm going to destroy all your plants and I'm never talking to you again. And I'm this and I'm that. And they like did all this stuff, like threatened, like, I'm going to sue you for Pip. I'm going to get Pip back on this stuff. And I finally went over there while I was at school, and they came walking out of the house with like the little tin, because it was at our house where we lived. And they were like, if you didn't come back, I was going to dump these. You okay?
Yeah.
Did you hear what I was saying?
No.
Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay. So at the time, I was like internally horrified, but outwardly, I just was like, I also was willing to take that risk of like, whatever you need to do is fine. I'm willing to lose whatever as long as it's not for my, self. So that's how I know who it was. But it didn't really bother me too much because I was in Spain. And also during the time that I was in Spain, somebody was trying to hack into several of my accounts, my podcast and I believe it was my coaching Instagram, and they reported my TikTok. It's like my new TikTok. It's just like me traveling with my son at the time, and I share like some of the activities that we do together and stuff like that. It's like I have like 5 followers on it, but like someone reported that account, and it was all happening around the same time that someone visited my car. So yes, I have been contacted. So I don't know if there's been any other ways. But other than that, no. Couscous? Couscous. Will I eat couscous? So right now, because I'm like not hungry at all. I had like some snacks today and some coffee, and I know that it's temporary because I love food, and so it's okay. I'm just like surviving through it, like trying to figure out how to like. I mean, I will eat fruit and vegetables and stuff. Like if I make this, I'll eat it. But it's like the other night I made myself something and I ate a couple bites and I was like, bleh. This is like if it doesn't taste good, like it doesn't taste good because like I'm in a phase, like a weird phase. And so I'm like, will I eat the couscous? Like, do I make the couscous or is that something that I'm gonna like turn my nose up to? Yeah. No weird shite, but you're really good with him, just so you know, keep up the good work. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I try to like I said, usually I wouldn't talk about these things. We're kind of talking in code, but kids are so much smarter than we give them credit for. And so if I, he looked at me and I'm like, you can always ask me whatever you need to. Because here's the thing, y'all, like if we don't do that, if we don't give them the comfort and safety to know that literally nothing is off the table. Nothing is off the table. Anything. Like the other day, I was being asked very specific things about like body parts. And I just really calmly answered. And I'm like, there are so many parents who would be like, oh, Jim, like for so long we would shut kids down about like personal things like that, like relationship dating type stuff, which like he's still like we're not there yet. Queer stuff, like all kinds of stuff, like you would just be shut down, or like maybe a kid would be like worried about something and they're like, you're fine, like you don't have to worry about, like you're fine, or like, oh, I heard you talking to my other parent about money, like is everything like, oh, don't, we'll explain to them like, you know what, sometimes there's times that like we have to like whatever, but this isn't for you to worry about. But if you have any questions, like that way, they're gonna ask you and they're gonna talk to you and they're not gonna hold it in and then have problems with those things when they're older. Like me, like nobody ever talks to me about anything. So, all right, focus. 1 1/3 cup. Okay, you can start with couscous. Okay. Sometimes my brain's just like whatever. It makes me happy to see people valuing little people. Honestly, I will give myself so much credit for getting out and doing the things I did, but I'm pretty sure that without little people person, it would have taken me a lot longer and also longer to heal my own trauma, like my childhood trauma and all that stuff, because like he's constantly teaching me just by existing, if you know what I'm saying. Like things come up and I'm just always learning and growing, and it's really amazing. And they're just so smart and capable, and we just have become so far removed from that in our society. Some of my history, so it's definitely nice to see children being treated right. Absolutely. I totally understand that. It's been rough out here for a while. The other day we went to the grocery store and I got some snacks and I got these and I thought they were on sale and they did not ring up on sale and I bought them anyway. And I like bought a couple of things that were like too expensive because I was hungry. And usually I try to go to Costco for like fruit and like we have like our staples. And we went to this regular store and it's effing expensive. And I just like, it's shocking how expensive. I know I already said that, but like, it's crazy how expensive stuff is right now. And it's really depressing because like, y'all know if you've been around for a minute, we traveled this summer and like, even like we were with my mom in Indiana for like 3 weeks in August and my mom has a garden, a beautiful garden, and we were eating stuff for free. And well, I was. And we were in Spain and Portugal and stuff, like food is so affordable. And then I come back here, like I would spend like 100, not even, it's been like 80 euros or 50 euros. And I bring home like a good amount of stuff for us. And here, $50 is 3 things. It's ridiculous. Anyway, that's not what you're here for, but so I am cooking. Someone asked what I was cooking originally, and I was like, I think I'm just making a snack, and I am cooking now. Hi, welcome in. I didn't see the comment, Kat, so I feel that. I remember being little and feeling invisible. Yeah, and then learning it was better that way. Yeah, I did too. So here we are. We're going to talk about our childhood emotional neglect and trauma and abuse. I very much like, I feel like my dad saw that I had some needs that weren't being met and he tried his best. Like we had like secret codes and secret like modes of communication because I was one of 4 kids and we were poor and there's a lot of stress and all that stuff. I know I was like, we were poor. Like my kid doesn't know what that is, so it's fine. And anyway, he needs to learn about that stuff, but I was just like, where's the bad word? And so there was that. And then, but my mom, like, I don't know if it's like just like based on her own personal trauma and like her childhood and stuff like that, like she could not handle me. She did not know what to do with me. And I would like lash out and cry and just have these like what people call meltdowns or fits or whatever. And that's what I was seen as, was like this kid who was like having fits instead of a kid. Like if my kid has a fit, I am on his level. Troubleshooting. Whatever I'm feeling goes out the window until later. Then I'm like, oh, that was really hard to work through. But like, I am gonna figure out what is missing here for you. And we're gonna put those pieces together. Because I didn't have that. And it was very much like I was the bad one. And like, we were like, go to your room until you're done crying. Go to your room. Like, it's horrible things, right? And I don't want to trigger anybody. And like, I could never do that. And at the same time, like our parents didn't know. Like I don't blame my mom at all because I know my mom's history. They just didn't understand. My mom was born and put in a crib. Like how would she know how to do this? And if you're trying to eat cleaner, buy organic, it's even worse. Exactly. And I do. I try to. And I try to go to the farmer's market. Actually, I don't. I haven't been, but we did go to the farmer's market last weekend and I'm kind of like, oh, I should do this more and support local farms and stuff, but it's like so expensive. Like Costco really does work for us and they do have some organic food. Sometimes it's not good, but like it helps a lot because we eat a lot of fruit and there's other certain things like I get like applesauce packets and seaweed packets and things that are like really good, like ADHD snacks for me, which we've been out of for a while, and like eggs, milk. My kid's dad drinks a lot of milk. So like there's things like that that's like Costco. And then, but if you try to get that stuff at the regular store, and yeah, if you're trying to go organic, it's so scary out here. And I would like to have a garden, but like the garden, unless you're like incredible at it and you really know the seasons and all that stuff, like it's not year round. And also like we usually travel during the prime time that I would need to be tending a garden, so it doesn't work out. But that's why we like to go to my mom's in like late August because we get to harvest hers and my sister's and like they have plenty to share. And like my sister needs help with it because she has a 3-year-old girl and a 1-year-old boy who has very high medical needs, which by the way, I have shared it on Instagram. I haven't shared it anywhere else, but I do share my sister's Venmo. And I know this is like asking for money, but I shared on my Instagram the Lindsay Goodman. There's like a highlight on my story. And in my bio, you can see. So there's like a highlight that talks about my nephew. He has a very, very, very rare genetic mutation called FOXG1 syndrome. Ay, ay, ay. Actually, that's good. I like it with a little bit of cookiness on it. But anyway, I encouraged her to start a Venmo. And I was like, look, I don't know how many like active followers I have who are actively like looking at my life and looking at my stories and things like that. But I was like, I don't know, maybe someone will see it and donate $5 or $3 or whatever. And it adds up because they're constantly at medical appointments for him. And I'm getting off topic here, but that's why I like to go and help her with her garden. But the Venmo is Hunter's Hive. If you want to donate to my sister. And like I said, you can learn more about it on Instagram. I will eventually share some to my new TikTok and stuff like that. But it's really important to me. He's very, very unique. Like I think there's like 600 people who have it. And it's a huge part of all of our lives, like watching him do things that they said he would never do. And he's a very, very special, very sweet boy. So, okay. Why am I struggling so much? 1 3/4. There you are. Okay. The other, like the hard thing about Hunter is we don't show his face because he's a baby. And he's a human and he deserves privacy. Like I don't show my son's face or anything either. And you have his name, but like a lot of times when people like are asking for donations for like medical care for a high medical needs child, like they're doing all these videos about the child and like that's their choice and that's good for them. But like we're not going to do that because Hunter, he's a kid, he's a baby, and at the same time, like we really want to spread awareness about what he has going on and like just have a little bit more support and like thoughts or prayers or whatever works for you. Just like people in the world who care about Hunter and what he's doing. So I just, want to put that out there. I could never imagine treating the kids I raised the same way as my parents treated me. Yep. I used to get bullied for my family shopping at Aldi. Now all the cool cats and kittens go there. I know, so true. I don't remember ever being bullied. We shopped at Goodwill a lot, and I didn't like it. And I knew I was poor, and like I wasn't allowed to be a cool kid at school because I was poor, and like where we lived was like the wrong side of the tracks. But I only shopped at Goodwill. Like, okay, I got myself like something at REI the other day, and I was like, "What? You spent that much money?" Because REI's out like astronomical. But it was like a piece that I really needed. Yeah, buddy. Okay.
Instead of this.
All right. Let me see what you did there. Oh my goodness, bud. Holy mackerel. Can I show our friends this? Would that be okay?
Yeah.
Why does this look like someone in like high school anatomy class colored this? That is cool coloring, dude. I love it. And even this, it looks like you remember like your biology or like your anatomy class where they would be like this going on a fridge.
Yeah.
Don't forget.
Except I have to finish all the apple late stuff.
Oh yeah. Well, I'll definitely give you time to do that. What was I gonna say? Also, we need to spray the mushrooms before we go to bed. Well, they need sprayed like twice a day.
Oh, no. I thought we were going to go pine cone.
Oh no, those look like they're doing good, but we might want to just to see how that goes. So anyway, thanks for listening. I know that was like a real offshoot, but yeah, like I pretty much only shop at Goodwill now because like, and for like my kid, there's a Goodwill outlet where I live, where I work, and like I get almost all of his clothes. Like this is from the Goodwill outlet. My pants are not. This is from the Goodwill outlet, which I just realized today has some holes on it, so it's going away. My mom used to do that to us when our clothes, our clothes would rot, and she would just come up. It would be pants, and she would just be like, "You're done." That was kind of satisfying. So anyway, Like with kids, it's like I'm not gonna buy like I'll get some things. And when we travel, sometimes I'll get him shirts like from where we travel and stuff, which is like why he's gonna grow out of it. But anyway, you still wanting to know about bees? I'm thinking about making some content. Do you have bees? But yes, we are going to a beekeeping. Yeah, buddy.
This way, the handle of the axe wasn't cut in as good
Why?
because it's too thick.
It is.
Yeah, it's way too
This shirt was rotten and I didn't know it. Should I take my sweatshirt off right now and see what we're dealing with? Remember the holes in my shirt?
Yeah. Well, you can get one online and that's missing.
I don't need one, buddy. I have enough shirts.
But it's a really nice shirt.
Okay. I'm really curious, like, what's still on my body right now. All right. So at this point, it's a scarf. Thanks for hanging with me through that. Hello, my first time on a live. What's going on? We're just hanging out. We're talking. The kiddo's here. We have been talking about the usual, which is coercive control type things. But I just ripped my shirt off my body, and we're talking about childhood trauma and being poor. Basically, whatever comes up. But yeah, we're going to a beekeeping workshop in November, and we're going together, and I'm very excited about it. He might be the youngest person there, but they like approved him to come with me, of course. And they're going to do like beeswax candles. And he's a little, like he's 5, so I don't know what he's going to be interested in later, but that's one of the things that I do as like a natural learning homeschool parent. It might be all the way off of me. Oh my gosh. I don't really want to show like my whole shirt off, but it's literally just like Do you like it?
That's really crazy. It kind of looks like a scarf to me.
It's like a I should put it over another shirt, like just like a white shirt, and just put it on over that and just wear it and see if anyone notices. Do you want chicken nuggets for school tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm not feeling that creative, and I've been making you sandwiches, and you have not been loving the sandwiches. So
I don't want to see much.
I was thinking not. I'm gonna have to remember to send you some ketchup though. Okay, thanks for dealing with me on that one. But anyway, so we're going to this workshop, and as he gets older, if he stays really interested, I would like to get him into beekeeping. But like right now, it's all about just like exposing him to stuff, teaching him about stuff, taking him to community stuff, and seeing how he's doing. Do you want any real food right now tonight? Are you hungry, or do you just want a snack? I thought so. We had a different kind of day today, didn't we? I'm not that hungry either.
I'm kind of thirsty.
I'm thirsty? ¿Quieres agua?
Yes, water.
Vale. Where did all your cups go, dude?
It's not my cup.
I know. Is this one okay though?
But it's not my cup.
It's not your usual cup, is it? There you go. Ooh, I want to get into beekeeping someday. Yeah, it's really, really interesting for sure. Absolutely nothing wrong with asking for help or putting the word out there. Yeah, for sure. It was something that was like, I wanted to do that for her because like I do have platforms. Again, like just because you have a certain number of people that follow you doesn't mean that many people are going to see it or want to help out or anything. But I was like, please let me just like put this out there. And she's like, at this point, we are desperate because they are very like financially smart, but they have put all of their assets into his care because insurance doesn't pay for anything that actually helps him. And there are things that are actually helping him, but like it's wild. I do have bees learning, but I'm into it. Awesome. Yeah, definitely share if you want to. Like you should share like, you could share like your journey of like having bees and like learning how to have them and do's and don'ts and stuff. Intrusive thoughts 1, I see. Yes, they did. There's no such thing as off topic. And yes, I know. Fantastic job, young one. Thank you. Way to go, buddy. They said fantastic job and way to go on the coloring. I got behind here. Corey wants to know if you still want to learn about these theories. Oh, I saw that. I think Goodwill has some deals, but they also have the Audacity. They do. That's why I only go to the Outlet, because Outlet, you have to like dig through the bins. It's kind of gross, but it's like by weight, and I'm buying like kids clothes, so it's not that expensive. But after a little bit, I won't be able to find stuff for him because I have clothed my niece and nephew, and they're like babies, and like when he was younger and stuff. But as like kids get bigger, like their clothes are just like my shirt that I just ripped off my body. And it's a lot harder to find. So, but like if I'm saving money up until then I can buy new stuff because I've like done so well thrifting. But yeah, Goodwill's wild. And there are a lot of other like good thrift shops that don't have the Audacity. I used to get all my cousin's clothes from the Outlet because there were 7. Yeah. There's really no way around that. If you have 7 kids, unless you're just like ridiculously wealthy, that's one way to get rid of things. Didn't know it was that kind of live. It turned into one. Almost like a bolero jacket. Very Selena. You want to go back to your spider webs?
Yeah. I'm just going to finish that one thing and then go.
Damn, you got cheddar bunnies and dino nuggets, Lucky Ducky. Except I don't eat either of those things. These are strictly for the boy. I bought dino nuggets the other day because they were on clearance. Yuck. I don't think you could. I can't eat one. I never go to Target either. I made a video today reacting to people talking about boo baskets, and I felt really bad because I didn't want the girl who I stitched her video to feel like I was attacking her, because I'm not like, you're a horrible person because you're making boo baskets. But all of a sudden we're having to make like these baskets for every holiday and getting our kids all this stuff. And I'm seeing a lot of like people saying like their partner needs to get them boo baskets and do all this stuff, but it's always like Targets. Like I saw a girl that was like in Target. She's like, it's not that hard. And she's like shoving stuff into, like, she was like showing like it was for men. Like, it's not that hard. Go to Target, make your partner a boo basket. And like, it's fine. Like, you do you. I really try not to be like judgmental and be like, why are you doing that? But I like want to know as a whole, like what's going on? Like, why are we doing this as a whole? Yeah, what the heck is a boo basket? It's like, so you get a basket and then you fill it up with little Halloween related gifts, and you have to give it to your kids or to your partner. And I think it's because influencers, like some of the like rich white, probably, although probably not all together, influencers started doing this, and now other people are seeing it, and then now they're feeling pressured to do it. And I made this video. It's on the Lindsay Goodman, not Lindsay Goodman Coaching, because I was like, this is a little bit more the Lindsay Goodman-y. Which again, that's my safe space. That's not abuse related. And everyone's like doing it. And I'm like, well, now it's turned into this. It's another pressure thing. Like Valentine's Day, it's all a competition. We're all out here like, who has the best partner, which I do not. I'm single. I'm staying single. I ain't even worried about it. But it's just like everything is a competition. Like on Valentine's Day, you will see me staying off the apps. And the same thing like Mother's Day. It's like, I got to show off like what and it's usually straight people. I'm just going to say it because it's always got to be like what the man's getting for the woman and stuff like that. Although I'm sure queer people do it too, but it's just like, everything's a competition now, and everything's about money and everything's about stuff. Like I don't go to Target anymore. Like for a long time, like before I ever got married, everything I owned could fit in my tiny little Scion TC. You scared me.
Like, did you know I'm an actual spy?
You're a spy?
Yeah.
What are you spying for?
I mean, at school I usually play spies. Because our house is not like a good place to play spies. But sometimes I do inside of my school. Because the school is like a better place because it's a bigger place.
The school has a lot more places to do spies, right?
Yeah.
Plus your friends are there.
Yeah, also outside. It's a great place.
True.
Like, did you see me a lot of times when I like play spies? Like, when I'm going through the trees like that?
Actually, you guys just live in the trees when you're playing spies, don't you?
Yeah.
It's pretty silly. All right, you got one lunch pack done. Mine is coming along. So, yeah, and then and then like I got married, and then I like was sharing a home with someone, and then I started being like, well, I need to decorate it, and the kitchen needs to be full of like I went to like someone else's house who had just gotten married, and they had all this kitchen stuff, and a lot of the kitchen stuff that this is going to be like a kind of a long drawn out story probably, but a lot of the kitchen stuff that we requested, I ended up donating or selling or whatever. He's like, I don't use this, but I saw someone else have, like, I fell for this. Like, you're getting married, you have to like have this registry, you have to have all these different options because people might want to get you different stuff. And like, and then, you know, we separated and we lived in separate houses, and he got rid of stuff and I got rid of stuff. Now we live together again. We don't have a lot of that stuff. We still have the knives.
Mama,
Hmm?
Dada has no chance it's the same.
Absolutely not. There is no way. And 100%.
That thing could take out all his lives.
Do you have to go potty?
No,
Okay.
I mean, yeah, but
Okay.
that thing could really take out all
Absolutely.
his
There's no way. He doesn't have anything that can match up to that.
Yeah, because this thing goes, what? The propeller spins so fast, and that's the tit. You know,
What is that thing?
always blocking it.
What is it?
That's the tail is.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And then, it's like the pointed down.
You're right.
This is the what's hit, but that's why it's really hard to hit it, because that thing's still spinning so fast. And if it gets hit there, and if it gets hit on the propeller, it still keep spinning like. So that is no chance.
He has no chance. Ain't gonna happen.
Like with all these hits, it would be destroyed. That scene would be destroyed by now.
You're right.
But it would be a long battle. Because I'm gonna say the thing for the end of the battle once I'm almost out of guys.
Good thinking. Save your best weapon for last. It's a drone plane. It's a model of a drone plane. Okay, I'm gonna keep talking now, okay?
Mama, it's not going. It's not pulling this thing backwards. It's pushing it on forward.
I know, that's really cool. Different from how you would think it would be. Okay. So anyway, and then like I had a kid and I got more like consumerism-y, like you have to have all this stuff and blah blah blah. And then like you get into this trap of like your kid wants something and you're tired, so you're like sure, and then they want more stuff, and then it's like this constant like whatever. And now I'm at this point where I don't want anything in my house. I still have too much. Every single week I'm taking bags of stuff, and I don't even have that much. Like it's probably average, like normal for like an American household. But I just keep getting rid of stuff, donating, consigning. By the way, everything I take to the children's consignment, I send to my sister in Venmo. Like whenever they're like, you have $50, I'm like, shh, to my sister for Hunter. So that's what I'm doing. Yeah, buddy?
Ready? I'm gonna wait till after this is over. It's like coolest thing ever.
It's the what?
It's the coolest thing ever.
I love that for you.
Ready?
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 2, 1.
Okay. See what you got.
Super speed!
What the heck? So anyway, and then also like traveling, I started to like live with so many less things and like be in spaces that were like clean and clear because they're like Airbnbs in Europe and whatever. And I come home and I'm like sick of all the stuff I have. I'm sick of having to clean. I don't care about any of this stuff. And then I go to Target. Like I didn't go to Target from like April. And then I came back in July, and one day like I needed one thing for like my kid, and I went in there and I was like, I hate this, because everything is about like stuff and like buying stuff and having stuff and like the things that I used to fall for that were like, oh, this is cute, I want this in my house. I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is just stuff. And so now I try to have like either thrifted stuff or more eco-friendly stuff. Like how much, this isn't what y'all came for, but like how much plastic we have. It's in everything. It's not eco-friendly, and it's not recycled, and it's not recyclable, and it's just going to go in the landfill. And so like I really am changing. It helps that I've been hanging out with people who are very eco-conscious. Like the whole Blue Basket thing. Can't do it.
Why does this sound like a helicopter so much?
It does sound like a helicopter. I think that I don't know what it is, to be honest with you.
It sounds different when you do this.
Because it's louder when you do
Yeah,
that.
it's like,
Yep.
So it's like being quieter.
You're right.
Quieter.
My teenage daughter scared the heck out of me a minute ago. I hope you're okay. Ay. Yes, I'm just decorating my house the way I want to. Not what everyone else wanted. We have pumpkins outside, like live pumpkins. And then we have a couple like cute decorative little pumpkins. He has like a sugar skull that he decorated. When I was teaching him about Dia de Muertos. And we just put up spider webs in his room and he put some spiders in it. And like, here's your room. You can do that. But I don't have anything else. We're not doing a boo basket. I'll get you some candy for sure.
It sounds so much like a helicopter.
It really does. Sounds like rotor blades.
Yeah.
Little one stories make me miss when my kids were little. I know. It happens so fast.
Maybe it is actually that. Really?
Yes.
It's probably one of those.
That's so sweet of you. I don't know what you're talking about. I think you might be talking about me giving my sister the money from consignment. It's like I had all this stuff anyway, and like I'm not in a place to just like throw money away anywhere. It's not throwing money away. It's really important. It's for my nephew. But I'm like, I'm just going to keep working. I'm going to try to be smart with my money. And then anything I get, I'm just going to give it to her because like she needs it more than I do right now. And like, I can't imagine what she goes through on a day-to-day basis. So plans to renovate an Airstream and live in it full-time like a hermit. Give me a Keurig and a crock pot. I'm good. I love that. Yeah. I mean, I'm thinking about like seriously downsizing when I move out of here and just having way less stuff. And I just want to feel free. I'm going to be tied down by stuff because that was never me. Like I said, everything, like anywhere I would move, it would all go in my Scion TC. Maybe I would donate a couple things to a neighbor or whatever. But I kind of want to live like that again, which is a little bit harder because I have a son and he does really cherish a lot of his things. But as someone in the medical field, absolutely appalled by the amount of waste, plastic, it's disgusting. And I'm becoming more and more conscious of it.
Do you really think that this is a helicopter?
Maybe it's a secret spy helicopter and it turned itself into something else when it's really not. What do you think? Yes, that's what I was talking about. Thank you. Yeah. I'm just doing my best. I did donate some, and I know my son's dad donated some. I don't know how much. He didn't tell me, and that's fine. But at first, I shared it. I asked her, like I encouraged her to make the Venmo. And then I saw she shared it on her Facebook and I was like, yeah. So if you have a couple dollars, it's Hunter's Hive. Like one word. Here you go, snack eater. Can we go outside? Here you go, snack eater. Just a little bit longer, and then we got to read some books. I will tell you this. So I made that video. Check it out if you want to. Like I said, it's on the Lindsay Goodman. I made that video about like why we're doing boo baskets. Like again, like when we were little, we just trick or treated and we were happy. And then when we were like, when I had like my son's dad and I, because my ex, we didn't do any kind of stuff together like that. Like it would be Halloween. And we would go to a pumpkin patch and we'd pick out pumpkins and like take some pictures and like go on a zip line or something. It's just like a fun, silly date. That's it. I wasn't expecting him. And I feel like I said, it's across the board. And I'm sure queer couples do it too. But I feel like there's a really weird dynamic with straight people where there's this crazy expectation for men to do all this stuff for women. And like, to be fair, there are a lot of men who are just like slacking. And I mean, there's people across the board who are slacking, but also like, we're just constantly fed like these crazy expectations in relationships. And it's like That's this other thing that all these people are thinking that needs to happen for the relationship to be good or to feel like they're loved. And I'm like, why are we doing this? And then the same for our kids. And it's a different thing. Like if you've always been like this and you weren't pressured by social media and you're a gift giving person or your partner is a gift person. But like when we expect someone to like be doing all the love languages all the time, every day whatsoever, and like other than that, like we're not happy or we're not loved or whatever, like I can't do it. And then like we're just getting all this stuff that's just like, again, plastic. It's gonna get donated, it's gonna get thrown away. It's just gonna be like honestly, like we have all known. Okay, again, I know y'all didn't come here to learn about like ocean and plastic and stuff. Like we've all known that this has been a problem for a long time. But the more that I'm homeschooling my son and he's interested in salmon and he's interested in whales, and we live in the Pacific Northwest where these are creatures that are very highly valued by the indigenous people who've been here forever, taking care of the salmon, living off the salmon, doing all this stuff. And then the salmon, there's orcas that only eat salmon. They don't eat mammals. There's orcas that live here in the PNW that only eat salmon. If there ain't no salmon, there ain't no orcas. They're gone. And they've been suffering. And so like the more that I'm learning about this, I'm like, I am not going to go to Target and just put stuff in a thing and just give it to my kid just because that's what we do. So yeah. But I think that like that just goes so much like with like what we've been taught to value and what we've been taught is important in life and like in relationships and like it's stuff. Like we've been taught to value stuff and we have been taught to like, you know, again, when we get married, we got to have stuff. We got to fill our house with stuff. And that's what makes you happy. And that's what makes a good life. And that's what makes a good relationship when really it's, again, like getting nitty gritty about the love languages and stuff like that. But like it is the time that you invest in someone or the time that you take to understand who they are as a person and support them and listen to them and like meaningful little things. Because like at the end of the day, oh wait, did I burn you? I forgot about this. Nope, we're good about it. Like when you die, you're not taking your house full of really amazing like kitchenware that you bought, and you're not like maybe if you're like, well, I'm gonna leave it for my kid. What if your kid doesn't like your kitchenware? What if it's 30 years old by the time your kid's like, yeah, sure, mom, I'll take your kitchenware. What if your kid doesn't want your house full of plastic crap? You know what I'm saying? I think for straight men in relationships, they're not incentivized to participate actively in a relationship. So trendy stuff like Blue Baskets does half the work for them. I think you're right. And I don't want to generalize. And I really try to avoid like making like sweeping statements about gender and stuff like that. But it's very true that I feel like I know there's really good guys out there. And I know there's men who are like very in tune to what their partner likes and doesn't like and needs and stuff like that. And they do really awesome things and they work hard on relationships. But a lot of the times that I'm seeing that stuff, it's not really about stuff. It's about being a supportive partner with the kids, being a supportive partner around the house. Like my sister's husband is really awesome and he keeps their farm going. Like he's doing all this stuff and he's really awesome, but he's not out buying her Boo Baskets. Obviously also like they're very financially sound, you know, well now they're not because medical needs, but traditionally they were, and that, you know, it was never about just like going out and like, that's the other thing, like Valentine's Day and all this stuff, like a lot of it is just like going out and buying stuff because you're obligated to do it. So it's like, where do you actually care? Are you actually doing that because you want to do this gesture for someone, or is it because like, oh my gosh, I have to do this? So again, nobody asked for all that, but this has been a really interesting conversation. These are just things that I'm thinking about more lately, like just becoming more aware of like how we get sucked up into things that really matter a lot less than we think they do. Like we have been sold a lot of things that aren't, I mean, lies, like, again, about our values, what relationships look like and don't look like, all of that stuff. And unfortunately, it's like constantly being perpetuated by like marketing stuff and social media and like movies and books and all that stuff. How was your weekend? It was good. My son was a little bit sick yesterday, so we just laid low. And today we took the ferry to one of the islands and just had a fun day hanging out. Oh, I don't know what I was gonna say. So like one of the things that I do struggle with spending money on is like because my son is homeschooled, I invest in like books, like nice, like oh this is a beautiful book. Oh, we can do lessons with this and stuff because I don't do curriculum. Or like games and like but like it's like quality time stuff, but at the same time it's like how much of this is like so that is something that I do struggle with. But I'm really into like less stuff but nicer stuff, but also like I don't have the money to just have like tons of like you know what I mean? Like with everything it's like there has to be a limit. So that like just to be relatable because I'm not gonna be like I never buy anything. Like I never like my mom and I were talking about the minimalist the other day and she's like I like that but like also like you can take it too far either way, right? So it's just like about finding balance. But yeah, I think it's also a big red flag if a partner can't even be arsed to buy into the dumb trendy stuff. I think that that's part of the problem too is that like again so then there's like the dumb trendy stuff and a lot of times it's like the girlfriends who see it because it's popping up on their For You page or feed or whatever, not the guys. But then she's like, oh, you need to do this for me. And then he doesn't want to do it. But then you're right. Like to some extent, the men can just be like, this, if you really like this, I'll do it. But like, also, does he have the finances for that right now? Is their house full of stuff they don't need? And he's aware of that. We have 45 candles. We have 18 blankets. You got 5,000 socks. What can I get you that's not just going to be junk in our house? So there's just like, it's really complex. There's like a lot going on here. So I finished my lunch. Would you like to see it? This is my lunch for tomorrow. I have peppers, grapes, quinoa, vegetables, and some salmon from the farmer's market. Huh?
I'm full.
You're full?
I'm almost full.
And I'm going to make, I think, myself a little snack tray. And also fill this up for the next day's lunch. I am still wearing my little bolero jacket underneath this. Sounds like a good weekend. Hope he's feeling better. Thank you. Yeah, he's doing much better. My son has COVID and croup. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. It's scary. We are in that season right now, y'all. Like, it's going to be interesting. Not fun. Can I see the towel or whatever hanging on the stove? Absolutely. 1 second. I do the Marie Kondo thing of keeping things as long as looking at them makes me happy. Yup. Like I said, I've been going through it and there's still a lot of stuff in this house that I'm like, you're not welcome here, but.
So save the pretzels.
Save the pretzels for you?
Yeah.
Got it. Do you want any more grapes, bud? I have more grapes if you want them.
I don't want more
Okay. Okay, hold on. I don't know what it is. But I got it at the Goodwill outlet because I am not gonna buy Halloween stuff or like whatever at Target just to buy it. But I don't know. It's like Dia de Muertos kitty. I like it. It brings me joy. It was like 20 cents. It brings me joy. And it makes me wish that I was in Mexico. This time last year, I was not in Mexico, but I was getting ready to go to my best friend's wedding in Mexico. And I very much miss Mexico. I haven't been all this year, and that makes me really sad. So that makes me happy. And not that everything in Mexico is calaveras. That's just not true. But worth at least 30 cents. Yep. Love it. I love it so much. Thank you. Yeah. Like I said, a lot of stuff in this house is thrifted because I just can't be arsed. I love Mexico. Mexico is very special. And I have this is not me being like that white girl who's like, Mexico is fine. But like I have felt like very closely connected to Mexico since I was a little girl. I was very lucky to be exposed to like Mexican culture when I was really young. And it's just something that like, but I didn't get to go to Mexico until oddly 2021. The first time I ever went to Mexico was with my abuser. And then after that, I went back. In 2022, I went back March, May, August, and November. I went 4 times without them. And I took Mexico back. But all my life, I was supposed to go to my friend's quinceañera in San Luis Potosí, Mexico. And my mom said, absolutely not. And I was like, they were going to pay for it too. My friends were going to pay for it. My mom was like, mm-mm. I was mad at her for a long time. Now, as an adult with a kid, I'm like, okay, mommy, I understand. That's a big ask for a mom to be like, sure, you can go to Mexico with some people I don't really know that well. And like, who knows what you'll be anyway. But yeah, Mexico is amazing. I'm not worldly enough or at all, but I want to go a few places. There's always time. There's always time to work and plan towards that stuff. Like obviously we can't all of my trips to Mexico were paid for with airline miles. And so I had that privilege to be able to do that. So I use my credit card for everything. Which is not going to work for everybody, but I feel very lucky that I was able to do that. But I like, you want to go to Mexico, you want to go somewhere, start planning for it. It's never too late. Do you drink? I do not drink. I am not sober per se, but I'm like borderline sober. I just like don't really have any desire to drink. I might have like a glass of wine or something like with a friend or friends in the right setting. Not because I'm like, whatever. I just don't really want, I'm not like, I don't want to spend the money on it and it just like doesn't appeal to me anymore. Or when I'm traveling, I will try so if I go somewhere and I've never been there and the place has really good wine or really good beer or really good whatever, I'm gonna try it because that's part of traveling. And alcohol is not a problem for me. Like I said, I just don't really like, it doesn't call to me anymore. It did for a long time for the wrong reasons. That's what I'm doing. I have a long-term plan to go to the Netherlands. I love that. I am sure you will make it. Financially, I could mainly swing it, but I tend to be a nervous sort. Oh no. One of my dreams is to host travel for people who like might not travel otherwise or like could use like a hand getting out the gate, and or to like plan trips for people who like would not otherwise do it and like have a consultation, be like, what's your budget? Where do you want to go? What do you want to do? Let me plan that for you. But like not strict plan, like not like here's your agenda. Cause like that's stupid. No offense. It's not stupid. It's not me. I'm not about it. But like, what are some things you want to check off your list? Okay, here you go. Go. Like that. I would love it. It would bring me so much joy. I would constantly be jealous of everyone that I was like helping travel, but like I would love that so much. But here's the thing, y'all. I have so many ideas and so many like passions and so many dreams, but I currently in my life don't have like the stick-to-itiveness to put stuff like that together. And I have a lot going on and it's very hard for me. I have ADHD, diagnosed, unmedicated, and I have a lot of things that I would love to do, but it's very hard for me to get it off the ground. And that's the truth for a lot of us. Oh, hell yeah. That's a pickle. Oh my God, my mouth is watering. This is one of those things that I bought that was way too expensive, but I bought it because it looked really cool. And it's like handmade by unicorns. Never going to buy it again, but I was like, I have to try this. I am a pickle lover. Grapes. No, not grapes. We're going to do apples. We're going to save the grapes for the baby. He's a big boy. I don't actually call him a baby. He's 5. But if you're a parent, you know what I'm talking about. I have ADHD too. There's a lot of us out here. ADHD is one of the things that I've known I've had my entire life. I can remember my parents like mentioning it, but it was kind of just like they didn't have the money to do anything anyway to like get me diagnosed or get me medication. I don't think my mom wanted me on medication. But it's one of the things that I have taken the time to learn a lot more about since I've been on my healing journey, and learning more about it has really given me a lot more compassion for myself. Because I think when you understand, like I used to get so frustrated with myself. And part of it was like the messaging I received when I was younger too, and from like a-hole abusive partners. You can't do anything right. You can't live without me. You're always making mistakes. You're always forgetting things. And that's true. I can live without people, but I do forget things a lot. But I can very much do things. I just have to have compassion. And when I have those moments, be like, this is your brain. And it makes sense that it's doing this. And this is just a part of it. And we can get through this. But yeah, I think understanding all of our things in our brain, if we can, with love and compassion. Yes, I very much want to see your spider web. Give me 1 second. Is it looking good? It's looking really good. I'm so excited. Oh yeah, that's a pickle. It's the gold of the night. Yeah, absolutely. Same I used to drink with my ex just for fun, but now I'm not into drinking as much. I don't want to talk about that, but let me go look at a spider web. If y'all are cool, hang tight for a minute. Let's go. Let's check it out. Uh-oh. Are we going to finish this tomorrow? Okay, well, I don't want the pieces to get lost. Whoa! Oh, my God. Oh. I know. I think that's Halloween. Oh, and maybe some pumpkins. We have those little orange pumpkins in the window. Spider web's looking good. The spider web is looking good. All right, where is my other container? Probably in the car. You probably left it somewhere. Yeah, buddy? Oh no. Then that's going in the spider web. If it's spooky, it's gotta go. All right. I don't know where my other containers. Those look amazing. Oh, was it the pickles? Yeah, they look amazing. Okay, I can't spell it out, but there's like onions in here. Garlic, onion, turmeric, root, white peppercorn, bay leaf. It's going to be good. I will try one in a second so you all know if you can buy them. But don't buy them because they're ridiculous. I can't, I was horrified when I was checking this out. Like, it's embarrassing. Because I buy, the two things of them at Costco. Okay, if that's spooky, it's gone in. And it's a really good buy. There's two things of pickles at Costco. They come in one thing, and it's maybe $7 for the 2 jars because I ate a lot of pickles. But if you get pickles at the normal store, even just a regular old jar, not even special, it's $4.59 or something crazy. This one was very expensive. But I'll go back to the Costco pickles later. Sometimes we need a treat. Was your ex a cheater on top of being abusive? Definitely was reaching out to exes and luring exes back in and doing stuff, and probably, I've been looking through stuff on my phone to share for domestic violence awareness. And there's a screenshot of them bragging to the girl after me about how they looked up their Enneagrams to see if they were compatible and stuff like that. So there was a lot of shady behavior. Sometimes they wouldn't come home at night. So I don't know if they actually cheated on me or not. Don't care. Don't need to know. But I would say that anyone who's abusive is probably at least doing a fair amount of shady activity. Okay, so drinking. I drank a lot when I was with my abuser. It was a coping skill. For 6 months in a row, I got hungover one time. So every month for 6 months, I got hungover, puking. The 6th time. Do you want to put our new mushrooms in the thing? Because those could be Halloweeny. Here.
These aren't as spooky.
They're not as spooky, are they?
Yeah, I don't think they're spooky.
Okay, I'll keep thinking on it.
Wait.
Okay, thank you for the mushroom. The sixth time my son was home. Because a lot of times when that kind of drinking happened, like he was with his dad. And then the next day he was at our house and I was sick and he walked by the bathroom and I was throwing up and he was 30. But I was like, never again, never again. It's time to stop. And the thing is that I was not an alcoholic and I didn't drink that much, but once a month, like clockwork, I would drink too much because I was trying to escape. And I was like, you need to stop drinking. So for 30 days, I was completely sober because I was like, you have to face what's happening so you can understand it and you can start to get out. And this was in like February, March of 2021. It took me till October to go no contact. August, we broke up. October, I went no contact. But so there's that. Like, I don't feel any, like a lot of times if I'm like, I have craving for something, or maybe I'm really stressed out, I'll have a cup of tea, or maybe I'll have like a decaf espresso because it brings me joy, or like I'll eat a snack or something. There's no more of that drive to like run from it. But also like my experiences with green, it's legal in Washington, but I don't know. I want to like stir anything up, but like green, not for me, but them, and alcohol. And when they would mix it and the way they would treat me and the way they would act, and they were always drinking, they drank a lot. I just don't really like to be around it anymore, which makes sense, right? So that's where I'm at. And that's a very common thing. So thanks for sharing your experience. Hot air balloon safari in Africa. That's the goal. Oh my gosh, I love that. I don't know if I'm brave enough to do that. Those look amazing. Remember that. Did I miss Pickle Talk? We can always circle back around to Pickle Talk. Such a good mom. Some moms will just shush their kids away. I'm here hanging out with y'all, and I love that you all, like, some people might be like, why is she talking to her kid? I'm out of here. But for the most part, the people that I have, like, collected around me. Yes, buddy?
Tonight, I want to learn about fish.
You want to learn about fish? Did you find something that sparked you to want to learn about fish? Sardines. Perfect, because I have a book for us to read about fish. We gotta go see the salmon, don't we?
Yeah.
Okay.
We also have to learn it now.
You want to learn? Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me wrap this up, okay? But y'all have been super, like tonight I pushed back my group coaching and I emailed everyone. One person didn't respond. So I'm going to have to figure out what's going on there and if they're okay and like if they want a refund or whatever. But I went on a little day trip with my son and I didn't even think about it that I wasn't going to make it back by 4. And everybody was so understanding. We still made it work.
Salmon swimming upstream.
Let me hear it.
I mean, swimming downstream. Since it's less hard.
Now show me upstream. Splash, splash. They work really hard to swim upstream, don't they? Yeah. But yeah, for them, they work really, really hard to get those eggs laid, huh? You right, buddy. You right.
In uphill.
Oh, that's a big splash. I'm gonna wrap this up in a minute because he's ready for mama. But yeah, everyone's usually really understanding and like he comes first, right? He's my kid. I enjoy spending time with you. A lot of times I just won't go live because he's home. This has worked out for the most part, right? Like we're getting visited, but he's like he didn't ask for me to have this as a thing that I do. Okay, I'm gonna.
Tonight I want to learn about mushrooms and fish.
Mushrooms and fish? Oh, I don't think we have a mushroom book. Oh, we do have our. Okay, we'll do one of our mushroom books and we'll do our new fish book.
That way, we can also have my coloring for mushrooms.
Good thinking. Okay, I gotta wrap this up. Your posts, hi, welcome Ashley. Your posts helped me so much. I had no idea who I was with until your video of your birthday on, yes, it's an important video. So I'm glad that it got to you because I'm glad it helped. Would love for you to watch my interview on soft white underbelly. What? You have to send it to me because I have no idea what that is. Thanks, Kat. Yo, did you ever try that fish jerky? Now I'm curious. I didn't. It's still in my room. I haven't tried it, but I should make a video of me trying it because that's important. We need to do that. I'm a little scared. I posted my story on my DV experience and TikTok deleted it and banned me for 20 days. Oh my God. It's a problem. I'm sorry that happened. You finally had the courage to do it. You put it out there. It's nerve wracking. And TikTok said no. So I hope you get to share it again someday. It's a problem. Hi, Kim. Welcome in. I'm just wrapping it up because it is bedtime for Kim. It's actually a little bit after bedtime. And he's needing mama now. So that's weird because I looked on it as the best memories we had. We could just talk all night. Ugh. Bad, right? Then it took a turn and there were horrible, nasty fights with me and him. You should make a video trying it because it lives in my head rent free. I will definitely make a video of it. It's going to be on the Lindsay Goodman instead of Lindsay Goodman Coaching, but I will repost it over here. Anyway, okay. So, y'all, thanks for hanging out with me tonight. I got my stuff done that I needed to do. Made it more fun. I know I get distracted easily, but we got it to happen. Like I said, I just finished. Today we had was it our second group coaching? I think September, October. Yeah, I think it's our second group coaching. We're going to keep doing it. It's working. I may add a weeknight. Right now it's on Sundays. I might have to push the time a little bit later in the day. But I do have group coaching. So if you or you know someone who might benefit from group trauma recovery, it can be from your childhood. It can be from a relationship. We've had someone in there who had it at work. So and if you're like, does this apply to me? DM me and I'm not going to be like, yeah, you should come just so like, give me your money or whatever. I will genuinely be like, I think that this could help you or like, no, but I think it will. It's a really great group. Everyone is welcome as long as you are an ally of the queer community at the very least, like no homophobes, please. That said, and you can also find me on social media. I'm pretty much everywhere. Lindsay Goodman Coaching, and podcasts comes out every Wednesday. Check it out. I've got some good ones in the books, or not in the books, like in line to be published soon. And yeah, coaching is calendly.com/Lindsay Goodman. And other than that, I'm out. Go drink some water. Bye, guys.